Howdy, 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 and welcome back to my channel and stuff. Confession time. I did the Atlanta race in my my season. Saved over the file. Did a whole recording to it. Talked over it, the whole nine, and then proceeded to realize that I had not hit the record button on the capture card. So here I am. I'll have to do this all over again. I did actually win the race, and I'm not gonna redo my season or anything like that, so I'm just gonna race in single race at Atlanta, which would have been the third race in the season. And I'll try talking about Phoenix, which I didn't do a very good job in my first recording anyway, so maybe this will go a little better. But anyways, so Phoenix, decent race.
Gentlemen.
Got a little goofy there with cautions and stuff at the end, but basically it was just a race for second because Kevin Harvick owns Phoenix. I think he has stock in that place or something, because or he should be given stock in that place because he owns it in all but name. He was head and shoulders above everybody. But I mean, it was just a race for second, and it's kind of funny because I mean the guys that were those three that were behind, that finished behind him, the 88, 2, and 22, those three would have been dominant if not for him, because those guys were in the top four the whole time. I mean, those were basically the other three. Oh, and I just wrecked Jeremy Mayfield, and I don't feel bad about that at all. But yeah, Harvick smoked him, and that had to feel good for him to be that good with his new team, because he left RCR with dignity, but he didn't leave it in the cleanest of manners. I mean, he did talk a little trash about the boss's grandkids, but I mean it was a little bit overblown, but it was still was there. It still happened. But that was good. That was a good kind of closure moment for him, I guess, to get his first victory under his belt with the new team. But and speaking of his team, SHR, one of their drivers, Kurt Busch, announced he was going to race the Indy 500. He was going to do the double Indy 500. Thank you, Terry, for putting me in the wall there. He was going to do the double Memorial Day weekend, the Coke 600 and the Indianapolis 500, which I'm all for. I think he'll do okay. I don't know how well he was going to do in the 500, just because he doesn't have a whole lot of experience.
He continues his surge toward the front.
I think he has next to none experience in an open wheel car, aside from a test he did last year, I believe. I don't think he has anything really else in there, any time spent in an open wheel car. So I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I mean, it would be an essay. I mean, he showed interest in it last year, I know, but it is kind of fitting that it's a Stewart Haas Racing driver doing the double, considering that two of the drivers in that stable, Tony Stewart and Danica Patrick, have raced the 500 before.
He is currently being shown in
one of them has
seventh
actually
place.
tried the double, so he has he can
lap.
pick Tony's mind for just for advice and stuff and such
We've got him running
on the
in
subject.
top 10.
So I think he'll be prepared for it.
His split time was
I don't know how well he's going to do again, but it's that remains to be seen. He's a wheelman enough, and really all four of those drivers are good enough
He
to
is
do it.
currently being shown in 5th place.
You're gaining on the leader.
That was his best lap so far.
I think it'd be kind of funny if that whole team just kind of packed up and did the double as an organization. You know, did the quadruple double with 4 drivers. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be a logistical nightmare to the point of impossibility, but it would still be kind of fun to. That'd be a hilarious story to kind of watch. Well, not really hilarious, but it'd be interesting and it'd be fun. But Yeah, and speaking of
He's moving up on
and yeah,
second place.
I did say good enough, and I mean, including Danica Patrick, who's been terrible this year. I think she's 3 for 3 in Rex. I think in her 3 events, the Unlimited, and then the 500, and then at Phoenix. So that's usually not a good thing to be batting 100 in, but anyway, nah, she was good enough in Indianapolis. She could do the double if she ever wanted to. I think. I mean, and let's face it, her Coke 600 isn't going to go that well, even when she's fully involved in it, fully committed to it. I hope she proves me wrong. I would like that to be a statement I regret that someone calls me out on later, but at this point, and there went my tire. Thank you, Bobby. Well, I don't know why I'm blaming Bobby. I kind of ran over him. But
we're in the closing laps of today's race. Look at him run. Keep it up, buddy.
But yeah. Anyways, and they are way up there. I have to bust tail to get back up to them. Let's see. They unveiled the new qualifying format last week, which it's better than watching cars go around and one at a time. But at the end of the day, it's basically another practice session, is what it looks like. It's a practice session with stakes, essentially. I mean, it's the best part of it is watching the well, not the best part, but the most interesting thing about it really is who's going to make the race and who isn't. And Fox didn't really do a whole good job of covering that. They just kind of followed who would make that top 12 for the poll. And oh well, I don't want to turn into Mr. Whine about the coverage guy. It's kind of funny watching Twitter during that whole mess, because all the riders were complaining about Fox being on delay, which I wasn't happy about that either. But it's just funny that the guys who are so worried about being the first to talk about something are the ones that were complaining about it. I mean, normal people that don't live on Twitter and social network or social media, they wouldn't have even noticed that it was on a delay and wouldn't have complained. But oh well, that's kind of at the same time, I was annoyed by it, because again, I'm one of those weirdos that's on Twitter all the time, and likes being first, even though I rarely am, except I'm about to be here in a second as soon as I power around Bobby. Okay, if I can keep my car on the wall. Yeah, let's see, what else is there? Well, saw where there's a team called Xxtreme Racing going to make their debut this weekend at Las Vegas. They have 3 X's in the name, which when you have to add that many X's, I have to doubt how extreme you truly are, because you're obviously trying really hard to be extreme. But at first I figured I thought it was kind of funny that a team Xxtreme would be debuting at Las Vegas. That seemed to fit quite nicely together. But I was expecting a gentleman's club or a gentleman's magazine to be their sponsor or something like that, but it wasn't. It's like some just normal company. I don't remember the name of it. I just kind of glanced at it. I know J.J. Ailey's driving that car, but I just thought that was kind of funny that Triple Xxtreme is debuting at Vegas, aka Sin City. How about that right in, guys? I guess that's why they call it Sin City. And there's my forced hangover quote for the week.
Man.
Out of the gas.
Great action all over the racetrack.
Moments like this that remind me how much N64 controllers suck. This thing is digging into my thumb, just trying to corner. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, a lot has been made about how good of a start Dale Earnhardt Jr. has had to the year, and he really has. But, I mean, when you finish first and second, I mean, you can only be one spot better between the two races. So that's pretty good. But Brad Keselowski has made a nice showing since last year. Since he missed the chase last season, he has 2 third places to start off this year. He didn't lead a whole lot of laps, but he was up on the pole and he was up front most of last weekend. He was my pick to win. And speaking of my picks to win from the horseshoes and hand grenades department, I know that you have to win to actually get it right, but normally my picks are a death sentence to drivers, and so far my picks have a 2.5 average finish between Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski. So, I'll take it. That's not the worst thing ever. I'm sure I just jinxed myself. Whoever I pick for this weekend at Vegas is gonna blow their engine and finish on their roof. But okay, there we go.
It doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't, BP. All right, well, so this time I actually remembered to record, and the race finished pretty much exactly like it did in the original. So I'm kind of happy about that. Anyways, next time I'll try not to screw up. And, well, I guess that's all for now. Stay tuned to this channel for more NASCAR and such, and hopefully in the future more stuff. Not hopefully, I will in the future bring more stuff and more game stuff as well. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the flip side. J-Mac out.